Hello. In a recent talk, I spoke about the importance of sleep for the health of the brain. That talk was based on some research by neuroscientists at Western University in Canada. Today I'd like to extend that by thinking about whether brain training is a useful tool to improve our brain power. This is a particularly pertinent topic for now, since the release of a study published in the Lancet journal, which said that 1 in 3 cases of dementia could be prevented with some fairly simple changes to lifestyles. So firstly, I'll look at these brain training games and the research behind them, and then I'll look at how all of that fits into this idea that cases of dementia could be prevented in many people. Dementia, by the way, is one of the biggest health problems facing particularly developed countries nowadays, and especially for older people. Firstly, brain training. Brain training exercises are quite popular on the internet. Just search for brain training games and you'll see page after page of free games and activities. Some of these make claims about improving brain performance. Some just suggest that these activities can test how well your brain is performing at that time. Early studies from a few years ago did suggest that online training through these games boosts cognitive abilities like the working memory and attention. Researchers who reported these findings include Klingberg in 2010 and Morrison and Chain in 2011. In addition, Basak and colleagues in 2008 and Nauchi and colleagues in 2012, their studies suggested that improvements could also be made in skills such as memory recall and executive functions. Executive functions allow us to control our behaviour, so they select and monitor behaviours that help us to achieve the goal that we've set ourselves. All of this research led many people to think that brain training exercises worked in a similar way to visiting the gym regularly. If you go to the gym, you get fitter and stronger. So they thought if you do brain training exercises, your brain gets fitter and stronger. Unfortunately, that's not quite true. Although you may get better at the games you play online, it does not mean that your brain is getting stronger and fitter. It actually means that you are getting better at the game through practice, which is different to training, because training suggests that you will get better at other activities. Other activities could include real-life functions like better decision-making skills. Thus, if the games only make you better at those games, then they cannot make you better at these real-life skills. Batista from the Cambridge Brain Sciences Group reports on a study in the Journal of Neuroscience to support this. After a 10-week brain training program, researchers evaluated the participants, who were all young, healthy adults. They evaluated the participants' ability to make rational decisions and tested their overall brain performance. The tasks were done in one of those brain scanning machines to see if the participants' brains looked any different after the training program. The results were basically that brain activity was no different after the brain training, and they did not make better decisions, and that their overall cognition was no better. So don't get all excited if you get better at any online brain training games that you play. But don't despair, there are still plenty of things that do improve brain health. Sleeping for one, physical activity another. Small levels of stress can improve performance of the brain, but stress generally is better avoided in the long term. In other words, lifestyle factors do have an impact on brain health and performance. And this point about lifestyle factors brings me to the second point I wish to make, which is this study in the Lancet journal about dementia, which has been reported quite widely in the news recently. Now, dementia affects 47 million people worldwide currently, and is expected to affect 131 million people worldwide by 2050. Dementia, just to be clear, is a set of symptoms that include memory loss and difficulties with thinking, problem solving or language. So this study concluded that a few different lifestyle factors could increase the risk of dementia in later life. And these factors are, I'll list them: failing to complete secondary education, smoking, failing to seek early treatment for depression, physical inactivity, social isolation, high blood pressure, obesity, and finally type 2 diabetes. Now, many of the points in this list are very closely related. People who do not smoke are more likely to do physical activities like jogging, going to the gym or cycling. People who are physically active are less likely to suffer from high blood pressure, obesity and type 2 diabetes. Being physically active also can help to treat depression, and in many cases sports and physical activities are often done in groups, or at least with a partner, so social isolation may be less of a problem. Thus, all of the risk factors highlighted by this journal article can be overcome with what can basically be called healthy lifestyle choices. So besides being good for your physical health, they are also good for your mental health. Finally, to return to our brain training games, what then is the point of them? Well, if you're a young, healthy adult, we know that they won't actually improve your brain power and won't improve your real-world cognitive skills, like the ability to make better decisions. However, particularly as people get older, they can help to maintain brain health by keeping the brain active. So to conclude then, the games are not about improving, more about maintaining brain health. So keep playing, keep active and keep socialising. Thank you.